How's it going, guys? My good friend Jerry from the Game Case recently made a video called Selling the Collection. In this video, it kind of talks about, what he's put into his collection, what his collection means to him, what he would do if he ended up selling the collection, talks about what his collection is possibly valued at, and kind of like talks about the long-term market of, retro collecting, what if it drops, what if it keeps rising, what if the ROM stop working, and things like that. I highly recommend checking out the video. I'll put a link below. But it kind of made me think about what happened to me back in October, and I want to tell you guys about it. So let's just answer the question. Would I sell my collection? Probably not. It's something that I've invested thousands of hours into. I've had so many great memories, and if I had to box this all up, empty this room, and just see it leave, I don't know if I'd ever be able to get over it. It would break my freaking heart, which sounds pretty pathetic to say, but it really would. If there was a bill that amounted to the value of my collection, that's a pretty bad situation if I came to something like that. If it was like $15,000 or more, yeah, I'd be pretty screwed. I would probably have to, but, if it was a hurdle like that, then yes, it would be the smartest thing to do instead of falling into debt. But the first thing is, when you game collect, you really want to make sure you're also saving money while game collecting, because you have to be smart with money. You really shouldn't be blowing, $50, $60 on video games when all you have left of a paycheck is only $100. So, if you're able to manage your money and as well as, to game collect, more power to you. It's something that it took me a long time to do, and at first it was kind of tricky because it was such a crazy adrenaline rush getting into game collecting, going to flea markets, $20, $40, $30, $60, $70 here and there. It started adding up quick, but over time, I was able to definitely limit myself. So I would say for the good last 4 years of game collecting, every penny I've kind of put into it, it actually came from video games. Whenever I'm buying something new, I make sure I get rid of something that's old, whether it's a duplicate game or a high-value game like I just sold Bubble Bobble 2 not too long ago. I make sure that the money that is within my collection, that I invest into it, is money that comes from my collection. It doesn't come out of my paycheck at all, and I'm very, very smart with how I manage my money with doing it. And you guys may think, wow, you have a lot of money invested into this, or you have a lot of money you could sell it for. If you're smart, you kind of want to play it like the stock market. Buy games if they're a good price. If you have to sell it, then make sure you can sell it for at least what you paid for it, or maybe a little bit more. But if I was to sell my collection, I don't know what I would do with the money. I can't put a price tag on my game collection because, I do have an app that kind of tracks it. I know I have some pretty big heavy hitters that can amount to $1,000 within a few games pretty easily. But, let's just say ballpark, anywhere between $15,000 to $20,000 possibly. It's really hard to tell. I do have around 1,800 games, but I also do have piles upon piles of systems. I probably have almost 100 game systems that are sitting around. I would like to say that's what the game collection is worth. If I was to sell it, I definitely want to get that price in the ballpark of anywhere between $10,000 and $12,000. But with that money, I don't know what I'd do. I would probably just invest it into something that I can see reward in with the future, kind of like what I did with my game collection. I know I didn't pay what's even value towards it, so I would definitely like to see that money go into something that can become more valuable down the road. There's talks to even putting it down in a house or anything like that. I don't have much longer to pay on my car. Would I put it towards the rest of my car? More than likely, yes, because that's a good chunk of change every month that I can end up saving. But I want to tell you guys a little story. So back in October, I went to the Retro World Expo. I did limit myself to only spending $200 while I'm at the convention, but I did also bring some trade bait. I actually brought a copy of Bubble Bobble 2. I had some pretty decent offers of $250 cash as well as $60, $70 in-store credit and things like that. But it was just one of those things, it was such a hard thing to let go of. I didn't want to let go of the game because I actually didn't even play it at the time. But during that expo, I did say $200 was my limit. Let's just say it went more than $200. It went, I think, almost to $400. When I was at the expo, I think I had about 370-ish NES games, 375. But I wanted to hit 400, or actually, no, sorry, it was 420-ish NES games. I wanted to hit 450. Let's just say I pretty much bought games aimlessly. I was spending nearly retail price on them on games I would never play. And then I kind of just called myself a shelf collector. I was investing or spending money on games that are just going to go on a shelf. And after seeing $400 kind of just disappear over the course of 2 days, it was pretty fucking stupid. And sorry for my language. I'm actually going to bleep that out. But I was very, very upset with myself. I was like, I'm selling my collection. I'm done. I'm not going to get into this. And, I was so fed up with how I was. It kind of just made me such a sour person because I knew at that time I really had no control of what I was even doing with my money. But like I said, it kind of just made me feel like a really crappy person. Just knowing that I was spending stupid amounts of money on games just to make my number of NES games just keep rising. That means nothing. There was nothing that was even like heartfelt. There was no memory of it. There was just, I go to a vendor, here's $10, give me that one game. Boom, $4.31. Oh, hey vendor, oh, $4.32, there's $20. I was so upset with myself. I was like, it's just such a miserable experience. And that kind of isn't what retro game collecting is all about, or the gaming community or anything like that. It's kind of like my name Co-op Collectors. I want to work with others to kind of obtain a goal. Like I have a goal of my NES or Master System set, or my NES set, or Super Nintendo set. But I need to make sure I have pride, or something that's meaningful to me to actually want to achieve these goals, and definitely set reasonable goals, because I want to make sure this experience is completely worth it. I don't want to just sling $10, $20, $30 here and there at games I really just I'm never gonna play. So what ended up kind of like saving me from that very crappy mood was a really awesome deal on, I think it may have been Let Go or whatever, Offer Up. It kind of was like, if you guys watched my first video when I got those like 150-ish Sega games with the consoles and everything like that, that kind of saved my game collecting, because I think at that point it was like, I spent so much money on, not barely breaking even on games to, oh my god, I just scored, 150-ish games that are probably worth, a few thousand for cheap, because that's kind of like, that was the adrenaline I was talking about. Is it kind of, lacked that adrenaline. It's just adding those games, and then all of a sudden, like, something amazing happens. It kind of was like a good rebound. At the same time, though, that night when I was like, oh my god, I'm picking up such a big lot of games. Hey, on Instagram, if you guys want to watch me unbox them on Twitch, come watch. And then I kind of thought, like, I've tried doing YouTube in the past. I have a video, guys, that you're never going to see that's unlisted for me. And I was like, hey, let's try YouTube. So you guys saw episode 1, and if you haven't, definitely check it out. That's my first video, and you can see how much the quality has changed by keeping just the same exact gear I have now, just learning ins and outs of recording and things like that. But I would say it was definitely, half YouTube, half making an awesome deal, because, yes, I did say the deal I got was probably worth a few thousand, but it was like a nice, it made me feel much better knowing that, here's a good rebound from that horrible experience I have. Let's keep going, and let's reach out to the people on YouTube so I can kind of, because another thing was, I was saying it, or I shouldn't say this yet, but I definitely lacked the retro community in this whole game collecting experience I've had so far. So from feeling pretty crappy in October, the retro community really definitely helped. It was such a, I even want to say it was like half, making YouTube videos and half that big score. And honestly, it's probably just a lot of you guys, whether you're in the Facebook groups I'm constantly chatting in, or if you're a big YouTuber or anything, or any of you guys who make retro YouTube videos. I watch your videos all the time. I may not always leave a comment, but I always leave a thumbs up. And I love every single one of you guys. You definitely, all of you have helped me rebound from such a crappy mood that I was in before. But like, I can probably name off tons of people. But one person especially that I want to kind of mention is Russ Lyman. You guys probably subscribed to him already. He was like a person who just welcomed me into this whole YouTube retro gaming kind of thing. From when I first started, I asked for feedback, I believe it was. And I talked to him a bit, and we actually had matching tattoos. Not on purpose, we didn't plan to do it. We were at a game convention, we ended up getting the same exact tattoo of NES controllers. Yeah, he was a huge help. Like, he helped me with how to understand like programs in the MacBook, to how to understand my camera, recommending me camera products, which is something that's really going to be happening awesome this week. I'll go make a video about that as soon as it happens. But yeah, there's so many of you guys, as well as certain people I can point out, but like I said, there's so many of you. It would take me hours to really name it off, but I think it was like the retro community, some awesome deals, and making YouTube is what really kind of made me not even want to think about selling my collection and kind of pull me out of that crappy funk. There may come a time in the future where I may end up getting bored with this, but I don't really see that ever happening. Let's just say it may come a time. Yeah, I don't predict it happening anytime now, because usually when I have hobbies, they last for like a few months. I'm like huge into them. But this I've been doing for 5 years. I have no anticipation of doing it. And this retro video gaming is, I've always played video games, so yeah, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. But like going back and selling a collection, no, I can't. Like it's something I could never do. This video is probably a little bit weird because I'm never usually like this, I want to say spastic or using my hands as much, even though I do quite a bit. But I couldn't. People on Facebook or Instagram, when they tag me in a photo or on a post, they don't tag me on stuff about food or cute pictures of animals. Well, sometimes that happens, or a current event. They tag me in things like, oh, the NES Classic's coming out, and someone I haven't talked to in person in probably over 10 years. Or, people from high school, which I rarely keep in touch with, which, is another thing. It's like, people, like, I just haven't talked to in a long time, but they know me. They know me as the retro collecting guy. I met awesome people that, when I moved to this town to be with my fiance, I didn't know half these people, but these people are her friends, too. That once they knew of me through her, they got to know, what I was like, that I was just game collector, that I loved video games. And people just know me as that. They don't know me as food porn Brian or I want to cuddle with my dog Brian. No, they know me as Brian, the guy who collects video games. I get messages from family friends or friends or friends or anything like that of like, hey man, I want to sell some games. Do you want to buy them? Or, hey, I thought of you when I went to the store today. And it's like, I don't even really know you, but thanks for thinking of me, because somehow with something I've said in the past, it kind of, once they make an impact in their life, because obviously it's not that term, but they remembered me as the game collector, as the video game person. So for me to like sell my collection is not only selling the memories, it's not selling the amount of time I put into it, or even just the amount of time I spent like, putting a shelf together to add more games, or just even like standing and looking at, which I highly recommend you guys do. If you're getting down the dumps, rearrange your room, do something, just look at your game collection, because it's so insane. But like selling it though is selling so many memories. I mean, you can't sell a memory, I'll always have those memories, but it's just so much that I don't know how I would act. I don't know if I'd be heartbroken or maybe I'd be happy, who knows. I don't want to think about it though, because it's me, it's who I am, it's what's molded me to who I am today. It's something my fiance absolutely loves, I'm guessing, I hope. It's something that you guys really like about me too. So, would I sell my game collection? Answer is no. Emergencies happen. We'll get to that if it ever happens, unless it hopefully doesn't. But overall, I just want to thank every single one of you. I can name so many people, but I don't have time to do it. I don't want to forget anyone. But every single person that's a part of a Facebook group, or every single person who views one of my videos, likes a video, even if you guys dislike one of my videos, if you guys want to leave a comment, whatever it is, if you guys have even spoken to me once about retro games, I love every single one of you. You guys definitely mold me to who I am today, and I absolutely love this whole YouTube thing I'm doing now. The whole game collecting thing I love. It's just who I am. But other than that, guys, if you want to leave me a comment below, tell me about, what your experiences are. And like I said, if you haven't watched Jerry's video, I highly recommend doing that. But in the comments field below, guys, leave me a comment if you've ever gotten into like a weird like retro gaming funk, or if you even thought about selling your collection. If you guys do like this video or want to see more, not like rants, but things like this, definitely let me do that and ask me a question as well, and something that may pick my brain a little bit. But if you guys haven't subscribed yet, definitely do that so you can check out the future content. I have so many videos planned that you guys are going to freaking love. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great week hunting.